In this video, I'll share 3 steps to help you improve your customer experience. And the purpose of doing so is to help you provide a better experience to get more customers or more referrals so that in the end, you will make more money in your business. If you're completely new here, my name is David Michelson. I'm on a journey to transform entrepreneurship education to help a lot more people start businesses and guarantee they get results. Now, I'm only in the beginning of my journey, but if you want to follow along, make sure you subscribe. I've helped my first clients make a little over 11,000 bucks. And so with full transparency in mind, what I say in this video should not be taken as universal truth, but it should be taken as something that's worked for me and for the people that I work with. I also want to make it clear that I only have something to sell you if and only if you want to be guaranteed certain results for when you start your business. If that's not your goal, not what you're looking for, then you can go in the description, get my free startup course. It's going to help you go all the way by yourself, completely free. If that's what you're looking for, go check that out. For today's video, how is it that you actually provide a better customer experience? What goes into that? In its essence, an experience is just a perception of an event that has transpired. So to give you an example, when you're watching this video, you will have some kind of perception of what is said or being gestured or presented in the video. And from those perceptions, you will make some kind of judgment as to whether you like what I say, whether you don't like what I say, whether you think it makes sense, doesn't make sense, whether you think it's actionable enough that it provides value, whether you don't think it's relevant. You will make all these sorts of judgments, and what goes into creating a good customer experience is helping someone arrive at the perception that you set expectations and then met those expectations, meaning that you make a promise and then you either deliver or over-deliver on it. And so in short, just to recap again, when we're talking about improving the customer experience, what we're really talking about is how can you increase the odds that someone has that perception of it being a good experience. Because it's not within your hands to make it so, but you can set all the expectations and you can do your actions, make the right inputs so that it aligns as best as possible with the expectation that the client or the customer has, and hopefully from that, they will have a good experience. And diving into the 3 steps, step number 1 is make sure that you eliminate your assumptions. What assumptions? Well, your assumptions that a new customer or a new client is somehow aware of how to use or benefit from your product or your service. So what I mean by that is because you're so used to how everything works, what is meant to go together, what you're meant to do at step 1, what you're meant to do at step 2, you have a ton of implicit assumptions in your head, which doesn't translate to what a new client or customer would know. So in order for you to make sure that you can make the right inputs, set the right expectations, and then meet those expectations, what you want to do in your communication and the actions that you take is get rid of those assumptions so that you don't assume that, oh, they know they have to go there to get that thing, or they know they have to do that thing to use it in the right way, or they know they have to ask that person. Get rid of all those assumptions. Your customers don't know, they don't have the same background information that you do, and even if they know some of it, just being completely explicit will provide a better experience. It'll show that you over-deliver, which is likely going to be perceived as a more positive experience. Moving along, the second step is don't expect things to work on the first try. And what I mean by that is expect things to fail. Failing is natural, and it goes back to the first step of removing assumptions. You don't want to assume that the customer knows what to do in the first step, so expect them to do it wrong. Why is that important? Well, when you expect them to do it wrong, you are more creative for what you can prepare in terms of guidelines, in terms of instructions, in terms of manuals, in terms of just support. And it also gives you the chance to be proactive, to take care of concerns before they arise, to say, hey, by the way, I sometimes get asked this question. Is this something that you've been thinking about? Or at the end or in 2 weeks, what you'll experience is maybe similar to something like this. Consider writing that down so when you get to that point, it won't come as a surprise. The more proactive you can be, the more concerns you can cover, the more the customer or the client will feel like they're being taken care of. And more likely than not, This will lead them to have a more positive perception of you and what it is that you do. And what's even better about expecting things not to work the first time, so you might know which areas can be improved at the current moment, but when you remain open to things not working out the first time, or even the second, or the third, or the fourth, or the fifth, then you remain open to collecting data points so that in the future you will continue to provide a better experience. And why is this important? Well, this is something that I learned from Alex Hermosi. Why would you want to make a subpar or mediocre product and then spend the rest of your life trying to market it when you could spend a long time or have the same product and just over and over improve it, or the service, make the experience better and better, and then people actually want to tell others about it? Isn't that just a much more wonderful situation to be in? I think so, and so that's what I do. And I do it for myself, and I do it with the clients that I work with, because why wouldn't you would you deliver to be really good? I don't think anyone really wants a bad product. And the last step is to make sure that you do follow-ups and collect data. And so whether you're making a physical product or delivering a digital product, or whether you're delivering a service, throughout the service or upon delivery, you want to make sure that you ask questions to get feedback on how it was, what worked well, what didn't work well, why didn't it work well, what would they have liked to have been different. If you could remove something, what wouldn't they mind you removing? If you only kept one thing, what would they want you to keep? Asking those questions to get feedback will make it so much easier for you to actually have data to support which areas to improve going into the next round of clients, working with the next customers, or just when you're working on the next physical version of your product. If you can make it better and the investment into making that improvement is positive, then you're likely going to want to do that. And our second element to doing follow-ups is if you are providing a service, then throughout that service, you want to check in and monitor progress with your clients. If your clients are going to get any kind of specific result, you want to make sure that they are doing the right action inputs, because without those inputs, they're likely not going to get the results they want. And which means if they don't do the actions and then also don't get the results, they are going to correlate not getting the results with your service being bad. And you don't want that. And so you can't control what they do, but you can make sure that they know that you checked in, that you encourage them to do these things, so that if or when they fail, they will know it was at least not because you didn't care enough or you didn't involve yourself enough, but it was because they didn't just do the right action points. I think if you're listening to this and thinking, is it really worth the effort? Ask yourself the question, am I in this for the short run, trying to maximize everything that I can right now? Or am I in this for the long run? Is this a 5, 10, 15, 20, 30-year business? What kind of achievement or accomplishment or goal are you pursuing? And are your actions and the things you're choosing to work on aligned with that goal as well? And a last point to make about monitoring the progress or doing follow-ups is just the added perception of your care. Even if they end up not getting the goal or the result they were looking for, if you've done a ton of check-ins, if you've followed up, if you've showed that you are invested in their growth, in their progress, in them getting the result, that's just more likely to leave a better impression than even despite the results compared to if you weren't invested. And so yes, it is more work, but it is also just going to give so much more of a better experience. And so the 3 steps that we covered today were: 1, eliminate your assumptions. Don't assume that your customers or your clients know what to do. 2nd, expect things to fail on the first try and multiple times. Don't expect it to be right the first time. And that will allow you to be more creative, more innovative, and proactive. 3rdly, ask follow-up questions or for feedback depending on if it's an ongoing service, if it's a physical product that you've delivered, how long it takes. Involve yourself and do it both so there's a higher chance that they actually succeed and get the result, but also so that they have a perception that you care about them getting the result. If you implement these 3 steps and you really sweat the small details, chances are your customers, your clients will not only do better, but they will be thrilled of how much you clearly care for them. And when that is extremely clear to them, they are so much more likely to tell their friends, tell their family members. And when they do, they will refer them, and then you will make more money in your business. And so if you want help in implementing these customer experience steps, setting expectations, asking follow-up questions, asking for feedback, any of this, I have an entire free course in the description. It's going to help you choose your idea, choose your service, pick your customer, get started, reach out, get the customers, deliver to them, and improve the experience as well, also that you can get paid, and doing it in a way that creates a strong foundation while also being a huge win for the customer. It's completely free. Check it out in the description. As always, of course, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week. Stay disciplined.